first thing that's really important is you have to do a checkup from the neck up with the Chief Marketing Officer, because you realize that marketing and advertising is an expense. The Chief Marketing Officer, seriously, show me one, doesn't get a P&L that says, show me how you're going to generate the $10 million that you need to advertise. Show me the revenue generation on your P&L, Peter Weedfald. Oh, I don't have one. Well, what do you have, Peter? Oh, I get a budget number from the Chief Financial Officer that I can spend $10 million a month. So the first stage is you've got to really understand the P&L. If you don't understand a profit and loss statement, and if you don't understand the expenses that are going in to drive the core business, and you cannot articulate how that money comes in to pay your employees, to pay for that advertising, to get it done, then shame on you to even ask a question as to how do you make sure that you're getting return on investment, and how does a Chief Metric Officer get that done? Once you understand the P&L and you can run it, and understand that people are giving you money, then you have to go out there and articulate that money. So how do you measure it? There's no problem. It's very, very simple. You create a baseline. I call it GEM-RAW. It's gross marketing return on advertising expense. Gross marketing return on advertising expense, GEM-ROA. Gross marketing return on advertising expense. So it's gross marketing return, I'm going to keep saying it, gross marketing return on advertising expense. So it's the gross dollars you spend against return on investment and against the expense of the advertising. So it's real simple. So if I spend $1 million to do a banner ad campaign, okay, so I spent $1 million, what revenue did I bring in and what profit did I bring in? And I got to tell you, if you really look at it and you look at spending $1 million, it's very difficult to come back and say, I made X amount of profit dollars. Now, just for the record, if you were running on a 10% net and you spent $1 million, $1 million, I'm really rambling, but it's such a great question. The $1 million is profit. So I have $1 million in profit. Here, Mr. Chief Marketing Officer, I give you $1 million of our profit, and I want you to give me return on investment. Do you know if your company ran on a 10% net, you'd have to do $10 million in revenue in order to deliver $1 million in profit? If your company ran 2% net, which is what most companies are doing, it would mean you'd have to do $30 to $40 million in revenue in order to deliver $1 million in profit. That $1 million in profit is going to the advertising department. Now generate a profit for me and generate revenue. Do you think that $1 million can generate $40 million in revenue to give back, to break even? So you'd have to do $40 million in revenue to break even at the $1 million. Do you know anyone who can do that? I do. Dell Computer can do it. Amazon can do it. Lots of direct marketers know how to do it. Once you get out of the direct marketing side, it's very, very hard to do it. So now I took $5 million, $1 million to run banner advertising, $1 million to be in some magazines. Next $3 million I did spot television advertising. $5 million. Okay. On 10%, I would have made $50 million in revenue to give you the $5 million. But we run 2%. So I had to do a couple of $100 million to give you that $5 million, or $100 million to give you $5 million if it was a 5% net. And what did you give me back? So really, you have to really understand the foundation of the company. And if you ask the Chief Marketing Officer to describe what I just said, then they're going to be trembling with validation that when someone gives them $1, $100, $5 million, $20 million to advertise, they have to have return on investment. Now I'm going to tell you what the argument's going to be. Oh, this guy's flapping his lips. Doesn't he understand the value of building the brand? Doesn't he? Ladies and gentlemen, trust me, okay? I'm a brand guardian and brand arbiter. I've been doing this my whole life. I understand about the value of building the brand, and I understand about that. But don't put that all on the shoulders of the Chief Marketing Officer, because if the product's phenomenal, vis-a-vis Apple iPod, don't give it all up and say the Chief Marketing Officer did a great job. That product is first and foremost the brand. Remember, the brand is the product and the service, way before it's an advertisement. An advertisement, to me, is just trying to propagate the value proposition of that product and that brand. So I go back to it again. You want to be successful as a Chief Marketing Officer, you've got to make sure you completely understand the balance sheet, the income statement, the P&L of the company you're working for, all the speeds and feeds around it, and understand when someone gives you $1 million, How much revenue did they have to generate to give you that $1 million? And what do they expect back? And I've got to tell you, there's not many chief marketing officers walking into CFOs and saying, you gave me $10 million, how much do you want back? They'd be scared to ask that question because the CFO is going to say, what do I want back? I gave you $10 million, I want $100 million in revenue. Not easy task to get done. Not for the faint of heart, not for the limp-wristed. You've got to be a mechanical expert across every touch point of the business, including your own ambient mediums that you need to go out and be a market maker, build a firebrand, and give back return on investment.